Hello everyone and welcome to Pokemondays on the Dynamate channel. I'm Chipper for some housekeeping. Those acrylic cases that I bought, some of them started arriving last week. I told you there were 100 Japanese booster box cases, 100 Japanese expansion box cases, 100 ETB US cases, and 100 booster box, English booster box cases. So obviously I don't have that many, but that way as we build out the collection, it'll give us something to build to. But those started arriving to the house in Alabama, and we're obviously still in Japan for the next couple of weeks. So Romina's dad was having to like grab those, bring those to our house, and he put them in her office. I think he was supposed to put them in the garage, and she was not happy about that. But the rest of those are going to be arriving on Tuesday. As far as like the rest of the collection update, like I'm looking for some of the older booster boxes, like Japanese booster boxes here, sealed booster boxes, and like I didn't realize it was going to be so difficult. I was looking in Shinjuku, I was dragging Romina and Elysiana down through Shinjuku, through Harajuku, through Ikebukuro, and then like 2 nights ago we were out looking at places, and we went to Futako, Tamagawa, and like we were coming back through Shibuya, and then I was like, oh, there's like 6 minutes before this place closes. I just want to see if they have, some of the older booster boxes there. And then like it was pouring down rain. I left Romina at the station, like ran through the rain, got down there just for them to say like, no, we don't have any. I came back to the station with a pissed off wife, but like we came back, and I think I've done like some more research, and like I was trying to avoid having to just go to Akihabara, but I'm gonna do that here in the next week or two. I'm gonna try to narrow down at least, or like build it up to at least like 2 or 3 places that I know have some, so I have something to show for this trip before we leave. But that's kind of the collection update, is that there's no update, but I'm really trying. And then I do have a couple of things ordered from the Pokemon Center. The Team Rocket case should be arriving soon, and also the I think I have ordered the Black Bolt booster box, like the jumbo booster box or something, but we'll see when that comes, like the Japanese version of that. What else? We also have Extra Dimensional Crisis that came out, or that will come out on the 29th in the US, 30th here. Like I really like Guzzlord, so I'm pretty excited about this set. I hope the Guzzlord card is playable. I've still been running Solgaleo. I'm interested in what you guys are running up there. I haven't played in the last couple of weeks, so I'm sure like the meta changes all the time because these cards come out so quickly. But I actually got up to like Ultra 3, I think, and then I just haven't, like, since we've been in Japan, I haven't had time to play. I really wanted to try to go for Master one of these months, but it's not going to be this month. So maybe Guzzlord or somebody can put me over the top next month, and I'm hoping that ends up being a really, really cool set. Like I said, they're coming out fast. I was talking to a couple of my Japanese friends here, and they're excited that there's so much content there, because if not, then the game probably be dead. But like, they're also like, man, it's just like too much. It's changing too much. But I realize how if you didn't do that, then like the game could get really stale really quickly unless they come up with some other ways to play or some other gimmicks. And I'm hoping like maybe they incorporate some of that stuff, some more fun single player, like activities and things. Because the only thing I'm looking here on about Extra Dimensional Crisis, and it looks like same kind of thing that we've had the last few weeks. There's an Ultra Beast drop event June 3rd at 11 p.m. Pacific time to June 13th, and that's like the solo battles to get the promo cards. So you have to get that to get the Ultra Necrozma X. There's a Wonder Pick event from the 11th to the 21st, and that's getting new promos. There's I think it's Poi. I never knew how to say his name. Poipole and Stuffle. So we have to do that to get those stamps, right? We'll have to do that for a week and a half. And then the Ultra Beast Mass Outbreak event, which is the 22nd through the 28th. And that's going to be, just some ways to get some of those Ultra Beast cards if you haven't been able to. Not any of the special illustration rares or anything like that, but at least some of the, what are they, like four diamond cards or something. So in case you haven't picked those up for maybe some of these meta decks, like it may be useful to grab some of those. I also want to talk about Black Bolt and White Flare. There has been a lot of chatter back and forth through on Twitter, on social media in general about, oh, there's going to be no application. I think this came from Poke Beach, where there was like, okay, there's not going to be any allocation to a lot of card stores. I think this may be happening because like over the past year, I feel like the Pokemon Company International has been trying to sell things more directly. And I've noticed that, I want to say like a few years ago, there was like 100 or 200 of those like vending machines. People are taking advantage of those still too, but I think there were only like 100 or 200 of them, and they released an update on the Pokemon Center site, and there's like 1,500 or 1,600, some crazy amount. And it looks like they're trying to do that to maybe forego some of that. If somebody's getting no allocation, like that's not a good sign for a lot of the card stores, the people that you may be purchasing your products from. I'd be curious to see if some of the people that you usually purchase from don't have any allocation this time. That would be interesting to know. Also, there might not be a lot of, the good thing was when we had the queue, I think a lot of people were able, it was open for several hours, so a lot of people were able to get some of those Elite Trainer boxes. I know people in the EU for the last set had some issues in England, particularly having orders canceled from the Pokemon Center, but I don't think that was as much of an issue in the US. And I think that this set, they're getting a little bit better every time the set comes on. They're getting, the captchas are getting a little smarter. There was one at one point of during the queue for Black Bolt, like 200,000 people or something just like dropped off of the queue, and it's like, oh, maybe those were bots that Pokemon Center like was able to just knock off. And then people that even were mistakenly knocked off were able to actually get back in the queue and still had time to purchase some, which was like really good, I think. But those sets, obviously the Elite Trainer boxes and booster boxes, there's not booster boxes for those, are there? It's just booster bundles. But the Elite Trainer boxes, at least, like if there's no allocation at the beginning, the Pokemon Center has said they're going to be catching up. So I think the reason why there's maybe less allocation at the beginning is because all of those other sets from Surging Sparks, Prismatic Evolutions, Destined Rivals, they're journeying together. They're printing all those out. You see journeying together, a lot of those prices have been dropping for a while now. Things are starting to have, people are starting to have a little bit of optimism in their life again. And I think that this set, if you just have a little bit of patience with the collection, and it's really difficult for me too as well, but I think as the months go on, especially because this set, to master it, is gonna be like 800 and something cards. I don't know how I'm gonna be able to do that, but like as the year goes on, just kind of like how I'm taking this Prismatic Evolutions thing, just like trying to knock out just a little bit at a time. Hopefully by the end of the year I can knock that out, and it might take well into next year to do this one, because 800 and something cards is ridiculous. It's unimaginable. I remember during some of the Sun and Moon when I was collecting the first time before I sold the collection and then started again. Like I was like, oh my, I just remember being like, oh my God, this might not even fit in like one of those like 9-sleeve binders. But again, at that time I wasn't collecting master sets or anything. I just wanted like one of each like number card. So now that we're doing master sets, obviously I've been having to switch to the 12, but that's not going to fit in one, maybe not fit in two 12 pocket binder now that I think about it. So that could be interesting too, because I'm going to be ordering, we're going to have to order those from Vault X. That's another thing. The Vault X orders for Destined Rivals is on Tuesday for the Destined Rivals set. And I know it's still like maybe a late June release or something like that, or a little bit delayed from when the actual set is. But if you are interested in that, that's something to pick up at Vault X. But yeah, I'm curious how's y'all's collection going. Like I said, I kind of struck out here. Like I said, Yoko was able to give me some of the stuff that I've over the past year that I haven't been able to, that I've just been like ordering and sending to her house. And then she was able to bring that up to me last week. And then I have a couple of things that I bought that I haven't received yet that hopefully I can get to before we leave. And I'm going to try to get at least 2 or 3 like Japanese sealed booster boxes that I don't have yet to add to the collection too. And then I'll have cases to put them in when I get back to the US. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great day, have a great week, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.